Guys, this Orcs Path event is freaking brutal. We have half a day left. I apologize for not getting content out on it sooner, but this was the first moment I had. If you do want more context for why I could not get a video out earlier, you can check out my other channel over here and watch this video. But yeah, I basically explained I've got some personal stuff going on, but fortunately I was able to get things together and I can get this video out for you guys right now. I did a bunch of math. I'll take you through it exceptionally quickly. I will leave a copy of the sheet in the description, so if you need a little help with the math, calculating stuff, the last few hours of the event, maybe this will help. But all in all, let's start with a very short rant. Actually, before we do, let's start by saying I officially have the best link for starting a new account in Raid Shadow Legends. You get 4 of the best epics in the game, including maybe the best or one of them, certainly one of the hardest progression carries, and that is Deacon Armstrong. You get him immediately on download. Find out more about that in the description in the top pinned comment. Let's talk about this Orcs Path. This thing is so tough. If you want the whole thing, if you're just going for Packmaster, I actually think this is somewhat reasonable. Basically it's a whole fusion, but it's just through a summoning event. It's not that many points, but because they lumped in the Packmaster acquisition with the 5-star soul for Krokad, the Throat Ripper, it becomes an insanely high investment event. I am going to try to complete the whole thing. I'm pretty confident I will be able to do it. You can see I have 16,083 points now. I've done all the math, so let me show you that here to do just the Packmaster path. So I'm kind of treating them as separate things. To go from here as expeditiously as possible straight down to Packmaster, that comes out to 76,500 points. To do the Krokad 5-star soul path, to go down this line, that comes out to 10,000 less, because he's 10,000 less. Everything else is symmetrical. And that is going to be 66,500 points. If you want to do the whole thing, it's 143,000 points. And you can see right underneath, I've written my current total, which is just under 17,000 points. Actually, that's a mistake. It's not 803, it's 083. 1 second. So all in all, the only way to get points in this event is getting gear, artifacts and accessories, and then of course summoning. It's basically a summon rush, but the amount of points you need make this a giant summon rush event. You can get some points from your energy and from farming, but the vast majority will come from sacred shards and other shards. I've been saving sacreds for a very long time in case they did an event like this. You can see I have 16. Let's actually make that 17. I finally got around to finishing the Nightmare campaign. I just never got into this, but there you go. I have to keep moving my head. Right behind my head, collected. There we have it. So we were at 17 now. It's the most sacreds I've ever had on any account at any point in my Raid Shadow Legends career for nearly 6 years now. So that puts me in pretty good shape. However, that is just enough to complete the Packmaster portion. It's actually exactly enough. It worked out nicely for me. Exactly 17 sacreds at 4,500 points. A sacred is exactly the points you need. Look at that. For Packmaster. But that means without any sacreds, I then have to get 66,500 points. I'm sure a lot of you that are trying to complete the entire path for the 2 main rewards, Packmaster and the 5-star soul, are also having this issue. It's like, wow, I thought I had a lot of sacreds. I mean, if you had I guess, what would it be? 30 sacreds, 32 sacreds, you're probably in very good shape. But if you're a normal person and you thought 17 was a lot, it's a lot for doing what these paths normally are, but not for doing basically 2 paths at once. So right out of the gate, I just want to say, this is a frustrating event. You have to be so prepared for this. I think unless you're a very endgame or long-term free-to-play, this is completely inaccessible. You would have had to have been saving for so long. I am going to be able to do it, I think, because I've been, pretty diligent with my budget lately, and I got a pack at the end of July that came out to 255 energy per dollar, and I just got a new pack. You can see all these potions. I've used a couple, and then it also came with a lump sum of 4,600 energy. That was 219 energy per dollar. But these are all things I did as strategically, but very much as a pay-to-win player. Right? And even still, it's pretty brutal. I will say I'm probably going to make it out of this without having to hit this big lump sum I have from the pack I bought at the end of July. This was the one that was 255 energy per dollar. But this is a little nasty, I think. What they should have done, this is my opinion, I think the quantity for Packmaster isn't unfair. I think 17 sacreds, or the equivalent with other shards, plus a little farming, you could do it in less for a guaranteed legendary who's now especially good in the game and relevant, since most of us, if you're going for this, you did the Krokad fusion. I think that's pretty fair, right? I don't think that's unreasonable. But lumping it in at the same time with the 5-star soul when he's a very good fusion, I do think is nasty. So the way I believe that Plarium could have fixed this and made this nicer for the players would be along the path here to get the Crocod soul. Make this, instead of 750 of the Mortal Soul coins, make this a 1-star soul, right? For Crocod. And then instead of a 4-star chicken here, make that a 3-star split soul. And then here, you could make this, the 6,000 one, maybe make it 16,000 and then make this 40,000, but make that a 4-star split soul. Something like that. So you can at least be like, I can get Packmaster and like, let me at least get some soul for Crocod. But what they did here is it's the 5-star soul or bust, Packmaster or bust, or be like me, be a crazy hoarder plus a pay to win, and then you can probably pull the whole thing off. So how am I going to do that? That's where we'll wrap up the video. You can see I'm currently at just over 16,000 points. We need 143,000. These are all my shards at their current quantities. I'll show you that now so you know I'm not lying. There you go. I'm not going to use the mystery shards for this. I can't imagine I'll have to. Maybe the last couple points, depending on how it lines up. But you'll see here, if I use just my current points and the sacreds, I'm definitely going to use all the sacreds. It's not cutting it at all, right? So if we do that, the points needed minus my current points, I still need 126,900, basically 127,000 points. Use all the sacreds. That brings it down to 50.4 thousand, 50.4K. You can see I converted that into energy. I did nearly 30,000 energy in Hard Spider, doing the double super raid runs, and I got 4,925 points. So roughly I'm getting about 1.69 points per energy spent. So I can just take this number, divide it by that. Feels like this was enough farming to get a decent, whether it's 1.65 or 1.70, it's somewhere in that range, right? I'm going to need about 30,000 energy. I'm lucky to have a lot of energy, not 30,000 energy. So this means I have to pull something. So if we take the points I can get from pulling all my ancients, that's at 38,400. And then that brings my current need, or my final need, to 12,017. And then I'll only need 7,125 energy, which I should be able to do with my energy pots and my diamonds. And then I will leave that lump sum of 10K for whatever big event they were teasing the other day, or whatever the next fusion is, whatever it's going to be. I want to save this for when I really need it, or maybe the next champ training tournament. We had the Ramontu champ training tournament right now. I don't really care. It's actually pretty straightforward group. I was lucky in that respect, but I'm not getting Ramontu anytime. I might never get Ramontu. We'll see how I continue to approach the account, but I just don't see that as a priority quest line at the moment. You can let me know if you guys think I'm crazy for that. So basically, I don't want to pull all my ancients, but I wouldn't mind pulling some of them. I'm a little tempted by the primals because it's so many points. Let me know what you guys think. But 7 that's a ton. No, it's not. But maybe I'm close to a 10 pull. Maybe I wait till the next time they do a 2x event. We're going to use all the sacreds for sure. And then basically between maybe a void 10 pull, I don't know. We just had a void 2x, so that's not coming back for a while. Maybe we pull half of the ancients. Maybe we pull all of the ancients. We should be able to get ourselves there one way or another. I'm a little bit inclined to just rip all the ancients because this is how we'll end it. Fina is included in the pool. Without a doubt, I'm choosing Fina and Mausoleum Mage. I'll just lock those in now. And I don't expect to get her, but this will be my account's greatest chance. But so far, I've never pulled for her. I've never had the opportunity. And it will be my account's maybe greatest chance ever, because I have 17 sacreds, because I will pull a lot of ancients, and because she's on rate up. She's never attainable, if you don't know, unless she's like in a special prism pool or she's in a rate up pool. I think we just do this. Let me know. I'm going to release this a couple hours before I do my pulls. So please do let me know what you think I should do. How much should I do with energy? Do I just use that lump sum of 10,000? Let's see. If we did that, right, at 1.6, I don't know why I'm doing this. We know it's going to be 16,900, but let's do that. So it's about 17,000 points. So that would, and I only need, if I use all the ancients, 7,125. Let's just call it 10,000. This relieves the burden of my ancients. I could save 33 ancients. So then I could do about 100 ancients and then the rest. Maybe that's actually what I'm going to do. What do you guys think? I'm still trying to plan it out. Like I said, we have about half a day left, but I would really like your input. I'd like your advice. And then I guess finally, I would like your thoughts on this path. I really do not enjoy that they lumped them together and that it's 5-star soul or bust. All in all, I think the Packmaster thing's pretty straightforward, but they present this kind of conundrum for the player. Do I go for the soul or do I go for Packmaster? I think the bond skill is more important, and I think it's going to elevate my account more, so that's my top priority. But without a doubt, you want the 5-star soul. I wish they did this in 2 separate events, or like I said, they did split souls along the way. On your way to get the 5-star Crocod. I think that'd just be way more fair. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being patient with me the past few days where I haven't been posting much. It does mean a lot. And yeah, if you want to start playing raids, start a new account, start an extra account, definitely use my link in the description in the top pinned comment. Share with your mother, and we'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.